The thing to do is to forget about the heat. You make it 10 times worse by crabbing about it.
Why not let her alone, old sport? You're the one who wanted to come to town.
That's a great expression of yours, isn't it?
What is?
All this old sport business. Where'd you pick that up?
Now see here, Tom. If you're going to make personal remarks, I won't stay here a minute.
By the way, Mr. Gatsby, I understand you're an Oxford man.
Not exactly.
Oh yes, I understand you went to Oxford.
Yes, I went there. I told you I went there.
I heard you, but I'd like to know when.
It was in 1919. I only stayed for 5 months. That's why I can't really call myself an Oxford man. It was an opportunity they gave me and some of the officers after the armistice. We could go to any of the universities in England or France.
Open up the whiskey, Tom, and I'll make you a mint julep.
Wait a minute, I want to ask Mr. Gatsby one more question.
Go on.
What kind of a row are you trying to cause in my house anyway?
He isn't causing a row, you're causing a row. Please have a little self-control.
Self-control? I suppose the latest thing is to sit back and let Mr. Nobody from Nowhere make love to your wife. Well, if that's the idea, you can count me out. Nowadays, people begin by sneering at family life and family institutions, and next they'll throw everything overboard and have intermarriage between black and white. I know I'm not very popular. I don't give big parties. Suppose you've got to make your house into a pigsty in order to have friends in the modern world.
I've got something to tell you, old sport.
Please don't. Please, let's all go home. Why don't you all go home?
That's a good idea. Come on, nobody wants a drink.
I want to know what Mr. Gatsby has to tell me.
Your wife doesn't love you. She's never loved you. She loves me.
You must be crazy.
She never loved you, do you hear? She only married you because I was poor and she was tired of waiting for me. It was a terrible mistake, but in her heart she never loved anyone except me.
Sit down, Daisy. What's been going on? I want to hear all about it.
I told you what's been going on. Going on for 5 years, and you didn't know.
You've been seeing this fellow for 5 years?
Not seeing. No, we couldn't meet. But both of us loved each other all that time, old sport. You didn't know. I used to laugh sometimes to think you didn't know about it.
Oh, that's all. You're crazy. I can't speak about what happened 5 years ago because I didn't know Daisy then. And I'll be damned if I see how you got to be within a mile of her unless you brought the groceries to the back door. But all the rest of that is a goddamn lie. Daisy loved me when she married me, and she loves me now.
No.
She does, though. The trouble is that sometimes she gets foolish ideas in her head and doesn't know what she's doing. And what's more, I love Daisy too. Once in a while I go off on a spree and make a fool of myself, but I always come back. And in my heart, I love her all the same.
You're revolting. Do you know why we left Chicago? I'm surprised they didn't treat you to the story of that little spree.
Daisy, that's all over now. It doesn't matter anymore. Just tell him the truth. That you never loved him, and it's all wiped out forever.
Why? How could I love him? Possibly.
You never loved him.
I never loved him.
Not at Calpone?
No.
Not that day I carried you down from Punch Bowl to keep your shoes dry?
Please don't. There, Jay. Oh, you want too much. I love you now. Isn't that enough? I can't help what's past. I did love him once, but I love you too.
You love me too?
Even that's a lie. She didn't know you were alive. Why, there are things between Daisy and me that you'll never know. Things that neither of us can ever forget.
I want to speak to Daisy alone. She's all excited now.
Even alone, I can't say I never loved Tom. It wouldn't be true.
Of course it wouldn't.
As if it mattered to you.
Of course it matters. I'm going to take better care of you now from now on.
You don't understand. You're not going to take care of her anymore.
I'm not? Why is that?
Daisy is leaving you.
Nonsense.
I am, though.
She's not leaving me. Certainly not for a common swindler who'd have to steal the ring he put on her finger.
I won't stand this. Oh, please let's get out.
Who are you, anyhow? You're one of the bunch that hangs around with Meyer Wolfsheim. That much I know. I've made this little investigation into your affairs, and I'll carry it further tomorrow.
You can sue yourself about that, old sport.
I found out where your drugstores were. He and this Wolfsheim brought up a lot of side street drugstores here and in Chicago and sold grain alcohol over the counter. That's one of his little stunts. I picked him for a bootlegger the first time I saw him, and I wasn't wrong.
What about it? I guess your friend Walter Chase wasn't too proud to come in on it.
And you left him in the lurch, didn't you? You let him go to jail for a month over in New Jersey. God, you ought to hear Walter on the subject of you.
He came to us dead broke. He was glad to pick up money, old sport.
Don't you call me old sport. Walter could have could have you up on betting laws too, but Wolfstrom scared him into shutting his mouth. The drugstore business was some small change, but you've got something on him now that Walter's afraid to tell about.
Please, Tom, I can't stand this anymore.
You two start on home, Daisy, in Mr. Gatsby's car. Go on, he won't annoy you. I think he realizes that his presumptuous little flirtation is over.